When you need to remove the control box from your Kingcaddy Golf Buggy, you will need the following tools: a Phillips head screwdriver and a pair of side cutters. A cordless drill is handy for this task as well if you need. To access the controller, you will need to turn your Kingcaddy Buggy on its back, and the silver box as seen here is located underneath the battery tray to one side. Remove a wheel closest to the control box to get easier access. Take your side cutters and carefully remove the cable tie that locates the cables to the control box bracket. Now you can move the wires aside and get to them to undo the clamps. Each cable connector is easily undone by unscrewing the locking nut and pulling apart. There are 3 connectors on your Kingcaddy controller. Each one is slightly different, so you cannot get them mixed up. So undo the connectors and pull all the cables aside. To undo the bracket that holds the controller, you'll need to use a Phillips head screwdriver to undo the small screw on one side of the bracket, and gently pry the bracket up, making sure you don't lose the screw, and then you can pull the controller out. There we have it, one Kingcaddy controller removed. Every plug on the Kingcaddy controller has a locator to ensure that the plugs are put back together in the correct manner. As you can see on the male and female parts of this plug connector, there is only one way it can be put back together. Okay, it's time to put the controller back into the buggy. You'll notice that the controller has some screws out of one side. This side must face upwards when putting it back under the bracket, and you'll notice that there's 2 big fat wires. They are towards the rear of the buggy. So slip the controller back in under the bracket, carefully noting where the wires are, and the bracket should go in between all the wires, and you can fasten the controller back down with your screwdriver. Okay, it's time to put the cables back together again. So take a wire from the controller and look for the respective opposite part on the buggy, and carefully note that they only go back together one way, and then utilise the locking clamp to do it up and hold it all together and make it waterproof. Repeat this procedure for every plug. You'll notice that they're all different, so there is one plug for one lead, and you can't get them wrong. You just have to note which way they go together. The handle wiring has a 7-pin plug, and if you carefully put them together and rotate it until it slips in, and then push. Do up the locking ring, and that will make it waterproof. And you're done. To secure the wires, we give you an included cable tie. The cable tie must be fed underneath the controller bracket, around all of the wires, and then zipped up nice and tight. Using your side cutters, snip off the excess cable, and the control installation is complete.